here back to answer your questions from the Q&A. I should have done 2 months ago, but I was way too busy. Anyway, I have a ton of questions, so I'm going to get right onto this shit. Alright, first question comes from none other, and sorry about this little view right here. I tried to get it perfect for you guys, but you know what? Sometimes you got to do what you got to do. Alright, first question comes from TTC Rainbow. How does it feel? How does it feel knowing Eagle Speed, now the Philly Knight, is the face of the Eagles fan base, and E-Rock is second? Alright, first of all, TTC Rainbow, great question. Great trolling question. Can't be the face of the Eagles fan base, not go into the 215 once in your life. It sucks, I know, but if you've never been there, you cannot be the face of the Eagles fan base. Alright? Now, he might come to opening day. He said he was trying to save up money to go to opening day, but who knows? Maybe I'll finally meet this kid. I've actually been dying to meet him, to be completely honest with you, because, you know, he seems kind of funny. You know, he kind of grew on to me, so it is what it is, but whatever. Alright, second question comes from Joseph Zamparelli, my Italian amigo. Alright, what is it about the atmosphere on Sunday at Lincoln Financial Field that you love the most? To be completely honest with you, I've been going to games steadily for 2 years now, and there's no other atmosphere than going to the Link and being in that parking lot before the games than being an Eagles fan. There's none. And a lot of people want to give Eagles fans shit, but let me tell you something. If you come to Philadelphia and party with the Eagles fans right before the game, some of you may say that the tailgate is better than the games. I love the thing in general. The whole day I love. I cannot wait until September arrives. But being at those tailgates, it's just one big party. You feel like you're one big family before you go into the games. And honestly, sometimes I like it more than the games, to be honest with you. So, you know, I love it. And when you leave the games after a win or a loss, you just feel the energy in the crowd. Like, if you're losing, it's dead silence. Like, dead silence. You won't hear a peep from anybody. Like, if there's an opposing fan coming out of the gates, they won't bug you. They won't do anything. They'll just walk silently. They won't, like, we're not salty like people say we are. We would be dead silent after the games. Good questions. What's that? Denjo Man 01 asks, how did you become an Eagles and Yankees fan? I get asked this question at least once a month. Eagles because I'm close to the area. I'm close to Philly, like I'm 15 minutes away, and I love the atmosphere when I watched NAB in 2003. I love the fans. I love everything about it. And, you know, the losing, to be completely honest with you, the losing every year helps because it's like finishing a chapter in a book or the end chapter in a story, to where the Eagles have never won before, but when they finally do, it's going to be, you don't know what to expect. Like, the ending's just there. You just got to find out the ending and keep reading. It's much like all the Philly teams, like the Flyers and Sixers I also like. But to answer your question about the Yankees, my dad raised me to be a Yankee fan. Like, I don't really see him anymore, but like when Roger Clemens threw the bat at Piazza, like, I don't know if you guys like watch baseball that much or have a great history about baseball, but when he threw the bat at Piazza against the Mets, it turned me on because, you know, I'm one of those people, believe it or not, that really likes violence. Like, I love UFC, I love boxing. When you're a badass and you throw a broken bat handle right across the field at somebody, it turns me on. To I love violence, so it is what it is. So if that answers your question, there you go. All right, Crazy Dog 99. Of the draft picks, who could be the biggest impact and why? This year? Everyone's saying Jalen Mills, but I don't know. I'll agree. I'll say Jalen Mills because I think we got him as a steal in the 7th round because there's been a lot of problems with Jalen Mills. But he's rated as a 2nd round prospect. We stole him in the 7th round because no one wanted him because he's trouble off the field and he had knee issues. But yeah, I'd say Jalen Mills. I don't think Smallwood's gonna be anything that people are hyping him up to be. I don't see the same way as other people do. I think I watched him at West Virginia. I think he's okay. I don't think he's anything special though. I could be wrong, but it's just how I think. So I'll say Mills. Crazy dog, good question. Next up. Sorry guys. Alright, this is from Ravens fan. What will the Eagles record be this season? I did a prediction video. I did 7-9. I'll stick with it. Alright. All for Osomo. Which team has the ugliest uniforms and which team has the best uniforms? Ooh. Ugliest Browns, hands down, can't stand them. And best uniforms, the Patriots. The Patriots have the best uniforms in all the league. I would say, actually, you know what? I'll take that back. I'll either say the Patriots or the Carolina Panthers. I love the Panthers uniforms. I think they're perfect. In Your Face Videos 96 asks, which group of Eagles receivers do you think is the worst? The 2015 receivers or Pinkston, Thrash, and Freddie? It doesn't get worse than Pinkston, Thrash, and Freddie Mitchell. That is by far one of the worst championship receiving corps I've seen in my lifetime. Freddie Mitchell is a bum, but he also has probably one of the best plays in Eagles history. He was so bad. Like I don't understand how we got to the Super Bowl with that corps. Final Flash asks, out of all the scabs we had at wide receiver and running back, who were your least favorite? Like bad ones or the least favorite? Freddie Mitchell. I hated Freddie Mitchell. Walter M529 asks, favorite college football team? His is Notre Dame. A lot of people like Notre Dame because they grew up with them, because they're Catholic and stuff like that. Mine is Rutgers. I think a lot of people know that. I love Rutgers. I stick with them. I've been going to games since I was 5 years old, so I'm a huge Rutgers fan. I think they'll do kind of sucky this year because Michigan's in our conference, and I have them winning the whole thing. But yeah, Rutgers is my team. John, our fellow, asks, who do you think what the Eagles' chances are against the division this year? Pretty good. I think our division sucks. I think the winner of this division will be 9-7. Just like last year, a lot of people were hyping up the Giants, especially Odell Beckham Jr. They're hyping them up and saying that they're going to win the Super Bowl this year. Dude, Giants fans, come on, be realistic with me. What have the Giants done this year to make you a better team from what you were last year? You guys still don't have any linebackers, all right? Your quarterback core is okay. Your safety core is okay. Your wide receivers got a lot better. I love that Shepard pick from Oklahoma. He's really quick, and he runs his routes perfectly. But you need a defense to win a championship. And that's what you've done in the past. You guys don't have a great defense, so how the fuck do you think you're going to win the championship? No way in fuck you guys win the championship this year. But anyway, great question. I think our chances against the division are great this year. I really do. All right, Tacos 201211 asks, what's your grade on free agency this year with offense, defense, including the draft? Horrible. I think that us trading up all those picks for a starting QB that's going to be on the bench is pretty piss poor. But, you know, we needed a QB for the future, so it is what it is. We didn't really pick up anybody. We picked up McLeod from the Rams. We don't even know who he is. And horrible. Absolutely terrible. That's why I'm so pessimistic going into the season. All right, McLovin asks, do you want to be like EDP when you grow up? Like I have problems reading these questions. I'm trying to cut off the trolls. Yeah, why not? He's a cool dude. I like EDP. He's a good friend of mine. All right, next question is, Acid Rain 7 times. Do you think the Flyers should start Michael Norvith over Steve Mason next season? Absolutely. I hate Steve Mason. Steve Mason's a fucking bum. He's so Jekyll and Hyde. He's either on. When he's on, he's lightning. He's great. When he's off, he's like the worst goaltender in the league. Like, you need a consistent goalie, and I think Noivy is like our best option. So I would pick Noivy. Shit. All right, Alex Shanker. Well, Shanker, not Shanker, asks, what player in the NFL reflects Carson Wentz's game? Ben Roethlisberger. Steel Jackson, what is your favorite moment as an Eagles fan and a Flyers fan? Any year. Eagles, it would have to be easily Miracle at the Meadowlands. I don't think I've ever screamed and jumped that high in my life. I think I almost broke the fucking house, honestly, because I was jumping up and down and the floor was like shaking. It was nuts. That was my favorite Eagle. And Flyers, I have two. I have one that came back against Boston, Game 7 when the final horn rang, and 2004 when Keith Primo tied it up in Game 6, and then Simone Gagne ultimately won it in Game 6. I thought that was a very cool moment. That's actually why I started liking when I really started watching the Flyers. All right, Desert Eagle asks, what was it like going to your first Eagles game? It was 2006, New Year's Day. We played the Washington Redskins. We were coming off a really bad year. It was a really down year. Mike McMahon was our starting quarterback. Tripped on his own feet. That wasn't fun to watch. And then ultimately the game ended when Sean Taylor, who is now dead, rest in peace, scooped it up and ran, I think, 40 yards to the end zone. And they ended up going to the playoffs. The Redskins did. So, yeah, that was my first Eagles game ever, and it started off with a bang with a loss. How do you like that? Andrew T. Who do you want to be president, Trump, Sanders, or Hillary? I don't get into political conversations, and I will not go into depth, but Trump. NYYGmen212. What are your three NFL stadiums you would like to visit, and why? I visited a couple. I went to Gillette last year. I went to MetLife. I've been to the Link. Well, I always go to the Link. But the one I really wanted to visit is, God, I want to visit the Superdome in New Orleans. I hear it's a fucking vicious party town down there, like vicious as in good. And I don't know. I've always wanted to go. I think it would be fun to go there, but I don't know. There's a ton of them. There's a ton of places I want to go. I just have to save them. I might go to, actually, it's a lie. I might go to Quest Field this year in Seattle, or whatever it's called, CenturyLink Field this year. I think that'll be fun. And Soldier Field. There's a lot. Eagles fan for life 17 asks, what were your reaction be to Phillies trading for Mike Trout? Now, this Q&A was 2 months ago, and I'm finally doing it. Phillies will not get Mike Trout. It's impossible. All right. 2 random people asks, who's better, Carson Wentz or Jared Goff? Carson Wentz, in my opinion. 2, who would win in Mayweather versus McGregor fight? And 3, what is your favorite food? Mayweather versus McGregor. You'd be an idiot if you didn't choose Mayweather. It really depends which sport. They'd kick each other's asses in their respective sports, but yeah, that's about it. My favorite food is, I'd have to say pasta. I don't know. I like eating carbohydrates before I work out, and I don't know. It's good. Chase Zemitis asks, well, when did you start being a Flyers fan? 2004. TTC Donald Trump asks, you think you could take Iraq? All right, listen. Let's just put this to rest right now. I'm not gonna talk about a guy that makes a video about me. Like, not only a video, a 13-minute video about me, after I pretty much said the truth about him, and it got to him. Listen, someone that big doesn't make a video about you unless you put true statements in your video, alright? He waited for me to do something stupid, like throwing the wristbands on ice. I didn't even make the ice, honestly. I was drunk. I didn't really care. But you said I talked about your mom wearing Die Hard on the back of their jersey and then you leaving. Is that not true? Like, I mean, you're saying you're talking about your mother, which honestly, that was wrong for me to do. Cool, understandable, whatever. But when I see someone wearing Die Hard on the back of their jersey and they leave the game early, and then I say that you left the game early, you have a problem with that? Now, not only did you have a problem with that, not only did you make a video about me, not only did you almost get your hand taken off by a stingray while you were fishing, you blocked me on Twitter after making a video about me. So, guys, key to life, never do anything that will piss somebody off and then block them on Twitter, because that is what you call a